Hello, Libra. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. There's a different way to say his name. I just don't know it off the top of my head. The companion book is by Barbara Moore. I believe Barbara Moore did the Wonderland in Tarot, in case you're interested. There's a website at the bottom here, llewellyn.com. Feel free to check that out if you would like to, of course. Supportive Oracle cards. Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. It is illustrated by Jessie Reish. And there's a website at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you would like to, of course. Okay. Libra. Libra. What do we got for Libra? My first thought was, why isn't it moving? But are you okay with that? Why isn't it moving? I don't know if that's a bad thing, though. You might be okay with that. I'm not sure yet. Oh, there's a couple oracle cards. That's good. No, I think you slowed something down. Maybe other people don't know why it's not moving yet. I think this is a good card for you. This is going to sound interesting, I'm sure. I think this is good. I think you're holding something in where it should be. No, you're keeping it. People might not know that you stopped it or you put it where it is, but I feel like it's where it's supposed to be. Nothing is really wrong here. It's just this card. Can we get a little bit more? That's just a card where people usually see it and they're like, ah! You know, they fall on the floor, they cry, puddles of tears, I know. But, no, you're strategizing. And it's the Sun card. It comes up on it too. This is what's going to make this work out. That's the thing about the Devil card. The thing is, sometimes it talks about Capricorn. Doesn't mean you have to be dealing with a Capricorn. But what Capricorn's known for is boundaries. Right? Not everybody likes that. And maybe you're setting up some boundaries here that need to be set up. Maybe you're looked at like the devil, or the situation is looked at in that sense because people don't like these boundaries. I am getting that in the environment. People don't like the boundaries. I know people who have set boundaries with other people in their life that they don't like these boundaries. How do I explain this without giving too much detail? Sometimes you have people in your life, maybe they're a family member, and maybe for decades they've treated you a certain way. And then you're like, you know what, that's not okay, that's toxic, that's not good for me. But they feel entitled to treat you that way. Then you set a boundary. And they start treating you worse because they don't like that boundary. What do we do then? We disconnect for a while. What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing, but stop it, sir. Logan? It's a little zippy at the moment. Logan, come here. Logan. You crazy cat. I don't know what you're doing, but stop it. The boundaries. You need to do these boundaries. If people don't like those boundaries and they won't come around because of it, maybe that's for the best. Either these boundaries will either uphold over time, or maybe it's better to have the distance. Sometimes that's hard to accept. You've created boundaries. I'm getting you have created these boundaries because I'm also getting for you in the thought energy, the Queen of Pentacles. Don't get caught up in the gender, but there's an emotional reason, very, very good reason that this is happening. And you're like, we need to have these boundaries. It's almost like maybe you even feel like you're the devil for having these boundaries, but they're good boundaries. It's just because they're so foreign and you're not used to doing them, or people aren't used to having them, that maybe it just feels odd, or maybe people are pushing that on you in a certain way. There's a disruptive energy around this too. Is that from around? What is that? It's having an effect. It's having a good effect. People don't like it. It's having a very good effect. Whatever you're doing is working out. In the past, I feel like there's been maybe some verbal lines crossed. I feel like it's communication. The way people talk to each other can be very damaging. I feel like you know that. I don't have to explain that to you. The way we talk to each other, even if we're using proper verbiage, how do I explain this? This happens mostly in corporate environments, in my opinion. We say everything within the boundaries, but people can be very damaging, even staying within the correct boundaries. I feel like you know what I mean by that. Like, people can still be very damaging, even if they say the correct words with the correct etiquette, if that makes sense. That might be another thing. You're not putting up with it anymore. And one of the ways to put up with it is to, like, distance yourself from people. If you're going to treat me like that, I'm not coming around. Or if you're going to talk to me that way, you're not allowed to come around. You're not allowing them to come around. You're getting... It feels like when you start putting up these boundaries, it does feel better, though. Like, I don't feel like certain anxiety is like it used to be. I'm also feeling like I'm not really over the moon about it. It's not ideal, but it's better. It's not ideal, but it's better. Holding the lines, holding the boundaries. More boundaries cards. The Nine of Wands especially. Holding the line, holding the boundary. The Hanged Man is saying, I'm not willing to let these boundaries go. And it's kind of like, the Hanged Man is saying either people have to agree with the boundaries and just naturally adhere to them, or maybe they're not allowed around anymore. And that's the Hanged Man, the way I'm interpreting it here. How is the outcome going to play out? Are people going to go away, or are people going to realize they have to change their behavior? Either way, if I hold on to it long enough, I will find peace. I'm feeling like this is the right thing to do, even though I'm feeling bad about it at the same time. It's kind of weird. Maybe that makes sense. It's going to be longer. You know it's not going to be a short trip. You're going to have to hold on to these boundaries for quite a while before they stick. And people keep trying to challenge these boundaries. The thing is, people also make you feel if you give in on your boundaries, everybody can be happy, but everybody isn't happy. This is not healthy for everybody. Sometimes it's the hardest thing to do, to hold boundaries that are more healthy for everybody. It's not just better for you, it's actually better for other people to realize these boundaries are important. The way we talk to each other is not okay. And by you upholding this boundary, other people get the chance to realize there's a different way to handle things and there's a better way to handle things. It's hard. I feel like it's hard for you. People keep trying to break the boundaries, and I feel like it's random, and they try to find loopholes. I feel like they keep trying to find loopholes and ways around things to get what they want, to degrade your foundation so they can get what they want out of the situation. I also feel like you're very smart, and you're gonna stop them. They're not gonna have a chance. They do have a chance to adhere and make it work out. They may not believe that it's worth it, but they will see over time the benefit of doing things a different way. It seems like things go really fast at one point. I feel like people are trying to slip around you. People are trying to not do it the way you want them to do it. They're trying to get very creative and make things go back to the way they were. They're doing their best to be creative, to make things go back to the way they were. And I feel like if this reading is hitting, the way they were was not good. Even if at one time maybe you agreed with that, now when you have that point of view looking backwards, you're like, maybe at the time it felt like it, but currently it doesn't look like it actually was. It just seemed like it was. This is not just better for you. I keep getting it's better for other people too. You're giving people the opportunity to connect to new people with healthier boundaries. Because they get used to these boundaries with you, they'll start attracting other people with the same type of skill set, the same type of level of self-respect is a better way to put it. They'll start attracting other people into their lives with similar aspects that you have, and things will go better for them too. It may be like they're kicking and screaming the whole way there, but they will actually progress in a good way too. It will actually benefit them in a way that they weren't expecting. When they get used to doing these boundaries with you, other people are going to come into their life with similar boundaries, And then they're going to want to keep those people in their life as well, and then they're just going to have to move forward and evolve with it, and at some point they will have the healing. I feel like whoever this is, if it's more than one person especially, there's a lot of like resistance to evolution. Resisting evolution, resisting emotional evolution, if you will. But the healing is there. When I get that, I know it's a healing card, but I keep, like, it's something about evolution, evolving how things are going, evolving how I view things, evolving the way I treat people, evolving things to a better level, you know. But it's hard. I feel like they're resisting it. It takes a lot of strength for them to do it. But you are not only helping yourself, you're helping other people. You're giving other people a chance to evolve to the next level. As you do this, some people might fall away or be more distant than they used to be. Especially if this is a family situation. They may not completely disappear, but if this is a situation where you maybe saw somebody once or twice a month, you might see them once or twice a year if they're not able to pull it together. Other people might come into your life, but I feel like, again, especially if it's a family thing, maybe not everybody agrees with it. Maybe not everybody's going to go along with it. You might have saw them once or twice a month. You're going to end up seeing them once or twice a year instead. But there's going to be these other people in this same connection, so if it's a family thing especially, who kind of like, they're going to go along with what you're doing because they want to be around you. They might just be going along with it in the beginning. But by going along with what you're doing, they're going to attract other people similar to you. And getting that, they're going to evolve forward. It's going to start evolving. Again, kicking and screaming most of the way, probably. But at some point, it'll start to click into place like, you know what? Yeah, this is better. This is higher quality. This makes me feel better. This actually, I feel more confident. I feel like life is better. The way life was isn't as good as I thought it was. Life now is much better. Because I feel like you probably hit this evolution yourself, where you in the past maybe thought, hey, that was the way to do it. Now that you're older, now that you see things differently, you're like, no, you know what, that really wasn't good. I thought it was, and it's not. It's better this way. You're evolving too. You're giving somebody else or other people a chance to do it at the same time. I do feel other people are coming in. New people are coming in. They're matching the new boundary skill set. So hopefully that's worth it for you as well. Are we good? I feel like this is a complicated one. I really do. Because I keep looking back, like, it's about you setting boundaries, holding to those boundaries, having a hard time holding to it, but realizing not only is it worth it for you, you're really giving other people a chance to move forward with you. And even if they don't move forward exactly with you, they are able to move forward with a better skill set than they would have had without you. So hopefully that's worth it. I hope it is. All right, I'm going to shut it down here. Hopefully that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.